So this is Lauren Chen's new channel, Mediaholic, that was sent to me by someone who watches my content. And I just wanted to clarify a quick point because they actually raised something. And I thought that, do you know what? Actually, they raised a good point that I think is worth addressing, okay? Because what they said to me is that I know you generally lean towards the view that culture wars is a bunch of nonsense that people don't really care about. We're not really caring about it means their lives would be improved by material means. Now, I just want to sort of clarify my position on that because I can understand why someone would come with that viewpoint from watching my content. And I just want to be clear that, like, I personally am just bored of, like, constantly reacting to and talking about culture war stuff, you know? Like, my eyes glaze over when I put on a video and someone starts talking about, oh, they put this character in this film or that character in that video game or whatever. I'm just bored of it. But I don't, I do, just to be clear, I do understand and I do believe that, this culture war stuff, like when Andrew Breitbart said that politics runs downstream from culture, I totally agree that sort of methodology and that sort of mindset is definitely central to how, like, conservatives and the right operate at the moment. And it's definitely used effectively, I would add, as a tool to kind of like obfuscate people's understanding of class and where they are in society. The reality is, though, the amount of videos I make about it, or anyone makes about it, of doing like a chud dunking or like, right wing, oh, look at this stupid stuff, I don't really know if that's going to solve the issue. So it's twofold, really. It's like, I'm kind of bored of it and I'm not sure how much it actually does. It's entertaining and I like doing it sometimes, for certain stuff. But my point is, it's like, I don't want people to think that I don't think it's like, I understand it's an effective tool. And in fact, I would argue that's not entirely wrong. No, wait. Like, I'm not saying, wait, oh my God, this is getting worse. Okay. I'm not saying that, like, having better representation, like, I do believe better representation, people can relate to that, and it's good to have that. I'm not against that at all, But I just think the what I have an issue with and what I think is wrong, it's effective, but is the way in which that people will take that and use that as a tool to, like, I myself can think of myself as an example of this kind of process and action, right? So I had really what I feel are valid critiques of, like, some of what I now consider to be like liberal identity politics back about 4 or 5 years ago, right? But rather than being presented with actual things that are more meaningful and more, interesting analysis and looking at the way power works and systems works, it was basically like, oh, it's because the left have gone mad. And I was moved away from that and moved into, like, more kind of right-wing viewpoints, Ben Shapiro type stuff, etc. I was moved in that direction. And that was off the back of, like, manipulating culture war type stuff to move me in that direction. Do you see what I mean? So I think that, like, it is effective. And I think that there's other ways that we can kind of go about challenging that don't necessarily involve, a streamer sat here watching a video. I think there's other ways and means maybe to address it. So, like, having a realistic option for people to look at to the left that goes beyond this culture war stuff and looks more at, like, their circumstances, job, trying to reach out to people on those sorts of bases rather than just, you see what I mean? Does that make sense? So yeah, I just want to be clear that when I'm dismissive of it, I'm dismissive of it in terms of, like, I'm kind of bored of talking about it and I'm not sure how effective it always is. But I enjoy doing it and I'll continue to do it, and obviously people like watching it as well, So anyway, that was just my clarification on my perspective on the culture war stuff. But this person also sent me this channel, which is Lauren Chen's new channel, which I thought we could watch. So look, this is it. Look at this. Run, hide, fight, little things review. This is like quartering type stuff, right? Same sort of thing. Let's get into this anyway. Let's get into this. Run, hide, fight review with my dad. Let's see what they've got to say. So, just to be clear as well, Run, Hide, Fight is the movie that the Daily Wire have got the rights to and are releasing on their platform. Okay? So, it's like basically a film about some school shooting and a girl finds a gun and kills her. I don't know, something like that. Pop culture pandering.
Hey, Lauren here. Let's talk about the new film Run, Hide, Fight that is being released by the Daily Wire. And the first thing I want to do before we even talk about what the film is about or what I think of it is explain that this movie was not produced by the Daily Wire. The folks over at the Daily Wire were not involved in the making, writing, or shooting of this movie. Instead, what happened is that the Daily Wire purchased the distribution rights to this film so they could release it however they wanted. And what that means is that, much to the chagrin of many out there, I am sure, no, this movie does not star someone like Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, or any of the other commentators you might know from the Daily Wire's news shows. From what I read in an article, releasing this film does kind of represent the Daily Wire's foray into the entertainment business rather than just news media, and they are going to be producing their own content in the future, but for now, no, this movie was produced by a separate team entirely. The trailer for Run, Hide, Fight is available on the Daily Wire's YouTube page, and essentially the film tells the story of high school student Zoe Hull, who, when a group of her classmates stage a hostage/shooting situation at her school, needs to battle against the odds to save as many people as possible, including herself. And by the way, yes, all of that information that I just relayed to you is revealed in the trailer. I feel
Wait. Ben Shapiro, yeah. Yeah, Ben Shapiro turns up, and he's been CGI'd to look like massively muscular, and he's got like a massive bulge in his trousers. And he's like, facts don't care about your feelings. And then he just like shoots people. I don't know. I can't think of a good bit for it, okay? But you get the rough idea. Just imagine I'd said something that was more funny there, and it would be a bit better, okay?
I need to mention that because in the past, I've kind of gotten in trouble before when I feel like I shouldn't have for spoiling things simply by kind of telling people what was in the trailer. But I feel like if stuff is in the trailer, then it can't be a spoiler, right?
Okay, I mean, look, I agree on that point. You can't complain about things that are in the trailer if someone talks about it getting spoiled. But can I also just take an aside here to say something else, right? I get so annoyed when people expect you to not talk about a movie like months after it's come out. You know, it's like the film's on DVD and you go to talk about a film, but oh no, spoilers. It's like, motherfucker, that film came out months ago and I want to talk to my friend here about it and you're complaining about it. If you were that bothered about spoilers, you'd have gone and watched the film already. Like, there needs to be a cut-off for that. I think, like, I don't know, probably when it comes out on DVD, a couple of weeks after it comes out on VHS or whatever, you know, at that point it needs to be right. That's it. We've got an embargo now. We can all just freely discuss spoilers. You know, a year later, people, oh, don't spoil that movie for me. Why haven't you watched it yet? You can watch it for free now on the internet. What is going on? Yeah, no one tell me how Fight Club ends. Exactly. Come on. You can't have spoiler warnings forever. There needs to be a point. You know, it's ridiculous, right? Anyway, let's continue.
I mean, stuff in the trailer is fair game. Also, something else I feel is worth bringing up because someone specifically asked me about it on social media is that this film is definitely not family friendly. I would say it for sure earns an R rating, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I would just be aware that if you have young children you were thinking you could watch this with, or if just you yourself don't like watching R-rated movies, there's a lot of violence in this film.
Oh,
so
no.
You've been warned. If you're alright with that, though, this movie is going to be available for Daily Wire subscribers to stream on demand starting January 15th. And just for transparency's sake, I will say that I was provided with a screener copy of this movie ahead of its release, so I could tell you all what I think about it. I'm not being paid to say anything one way or another, and these are my honest opinions. And before I get into what I thought about the movie, I do want to give a quick shout out to my family's brand, Clearly Pure. As some of you may know,
oh my God,
my family does.
Silence. Give me money instead, okay? Forget this nonsense. You don't need that in your life. You need to support the Chudlogic Media empire, okay? But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty certain. What's interesting about this movie, when we get to it a bit more, but basically, the Daily Wire plucked out quotes from reviews that were overall negative that made it sound good and used that in their promotional material. That's normally a good sign of the quality of a movie. If you're having to pluck single words, single sentences out of a review to plug your movie, it probably isn't very good, you know? Also, during filming of this movie, they killed a deer. Oh my God! These real squibs. What? It's not CGI blood. This film is amazingly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Means so much to all of us. So straight up, I'll just say it. I like this movie. I thought Run, Hide, Fight was honestly way more impressive than I thought it was going to be. Not that I expected it to be bad. I just did not expect to be as emotionally impacted by it as I was. This is a movie about a very challenging subject, obviously school shootings, and at a lot of points it is frankly challenging to watch, and I mean that in a very good way. On screen, you are watching innocent students and teachers get shot and killed, and I just, again, from the trailer, I feel like saying that in and of itself should not be a spoiler, and I think it is a credit to the filmmakers and the actors how immersive.
It's a tour de force of incompetence. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the movie related to Shapiro. Yeah. Run, Hide, Fight. She's obviously giving it a glowing review. Now look, here's the thing, right? Here's the reality of it, okay? Let's be honest with ourselves, okay? It is impossible to have, this is just a personal perspective, okay? This is just a personal perspective. But, I mean, audience score hasn't got many reviews. So somebody somewhere one day had a thought, what if Die Hard except a school shooting? And not only didn't they immediately check themselves for other symptoms of lead poisoning, but thought, yep, that's a winner. It often feels like an insanely poor taste experiment. It's hard to say what's more offensive. That Rankin is pissing into an overflowing reservoir of national pain, or that he's doing it so poorly. Just kidding, it's not hard at all. These reviews are scathing. Yeah. There's some positive ones here. If you can stomach the premise and ignore the outside controversies, what you'll find here is a highly satisfying little action movie. Oh, God. What's this? Audience score. I want to see the audience score. Excellent movie. The cinematography... the cinematography was crisp and clear. The storyline was intriguing. Oh. And didn't push the usual bounds of realism that typically Hollywood movies do. Overall, a very thrilling and edge-of-the-seat experience. Credit to everyone involved in creating this masterpiece. Honest, look at a difficult subject, intense thriller with amazing actors. A good tale told without all the anti-gun propaganda. Wait, what does he mean? Hollywood films are like... Has he seen... I'm sorry, but Hollywood movies are full of guns. Like, you don't really see much anti-gun messaging in Hollywood movies, right? Especially like blockbusters. Oscar-worthy performances. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. What Hollywood movies are anti-gun? What Hollywood movies are like, I mean, maybe there's a small handful you could name that are the exceptions to the rule, but most are like the main character, something bad's happening, he just pulls out this massive fucking assault rifle and it's like just fucking wasting people. Yeah, the fucking DOD funds loads of movies. Yeah. Could have been a great movie, went completely unbelievable direction. It was like watching a fan fiction of a high school student pretending to be a hero. Made no sense, tasteless. Damn. Anyway. Refreshing look at current affairs. Oh my god, this is so silly. Okay. A fine motion picture Unfortunately, it does not reflect the current crop of whiny, entitled, soft snowflakes signaling their virtue in using the wrong toilet. For this reason, the plotline is pure fantasy. The cinematography is excellent, though. The acting is first rate, and we'll hopefully see the same actors in more films. Why does everyone keep talking about the cinematography? What's so good about the cinematography in this film? Anyway, let's continue with this video.
And real all of that footage feels. This film really doesn't get too long to get into the thick of it, which I appreciated, and once everything is going down, really, you are on the edge of your seat for the entire movie, essentially. The lead actress who plays Zoe and I guess the main antagonist Tyler do an amazing job with their roles. And the characters just feel like real people, and I remember I saw one person kind of worried whether Zoe would be a Mary Sue, just because with movies nowadays, female characters tend to be so poorly written, it's almost what we've come to expect as audience members. And let me tell you that that is definitely not the case here. Even though Zoe is, I guess, the heroine, she is not perfect. She has flaws and she makes mistakes which end up having consequences for not just herself but other people as well. In my opinion, this is a great example of a strong female character written well and done right. Also, in terms of production value, I thought the cinematography looked great. All of the stunts, the special effects, the explosions, people getting shot. I mean, it almost looked too real for comfort considering the subject material. And something else worth noting is that even though this film is being released by the Daily Wire, I would not say that it is a political film. There's no overarching message about gun control or criminal justice or anything sprinkled throughout the film. That's not to say that this film is without any social commentary though, and one of the themes that it touches upon that I thought was the most interesting and most topical is the way that school shooters or attackers nowadays interact with and kind of thrive off of media and social media attention. Obviously, when horrible things like terrorist attacks or school shootings happen, we, the general public, want to know about them. But when the media focuses so much...
Do you remember when... okay, this is quite niche. I'm not sure how many people will know about this. But basically, a little while ago... Ben Shapiro's the Daily Wire made the decision that they would no longer publish the names of like school shooters because they said, oh well, obviously they thrive off the recognition and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, I guess that's something, but like, wait a sec, what about all of Ben Shapiro's rhetoric and stuff? Maybe you want to look at that as well. Maybe if you could stop influencing as many of these people, that would be good too. Maybe that's why they don't want to report on their names, because they're worried they'll all get linked back to Ben Shapiro videos. I can't remember after what it was exactly. But yeah, I remember it happening, and I was just like, I mean, look, credit where credit's due. That's something, I guess. Maybe that'll help. But like it's like it's like bolting the door after the horse is bolted, whatever it is. Bolting the door after the horse is bolted. Is that it? The horse is gone. It ain't coming back.
Much on reporting on, or even to a certain extent glorifying the perpetrators of these violent attacks, they kind of run the risk of, in a way, encouraging more of them. There's a line here between reporting on and participating in the event that
Right, correct. Yes, just to be clear, they just got, all the Daily Wire's done is just bought the distribution rights, and they to be fair, I'd imagine that the distributor of the film probably was having some trouble getting like mainstream people to be interested in it because it's about a school shooting. Do you know what I mean? So they were probably like, oh god, and Daily Wire was like, don't worry, we'll take it off your hands, no problem. And they can like politicise it or whatever. It's political to ask for less coverage since dead kids make it's gonna look bad, yeah. Oh,
a lot of media outlets are struggling with nowadays. And what's interesting about the Daily Wire is that for some time now, they have refused to publish the names or photos of people responsible for things like school shootings.
There we go, see?
Illustrates how there is absolutely a conversation to be had about what responsible reporting of tragedies looks like. And yeah, just overall, I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was well...
I love the way that they, like, that is literally putting a plaster on it. Oh, how do we cover these things? What about the fact that these people are getting G'd up to do it in the first place? What about that? Maybe we should address that rather than just the reporting of these things? I don't know. The director's abusive trash. Really, is that true? Preachings 565. Hey man, hope you're doing well, buddy. You're a good person. Thank you very much. Appreciate the feedback. Oh, hey Noopy. Is she trying to say The Wire responsible? I don't know. I don't think so.
And visceral and entertaining, and I absolutely recommend that you check it out. But don't just take my word for it. I actually did end up watching this movie with my dad. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually not even sure that I was allowed to do that, considering that I got a screener. Hope that was okay, folks at the Daily Wire, if you're watching this. And considering that my dad is just a huge movie fan and has also actually worked in the film industry, I thought it might be fun for him to tell you all what his thoughts were too.
Should I start now? Both main characters, Katie Cooper, played by Isabel May, and Tristan Roy, played by...
I mean, what can I say about this without sounding like an asshole? Do you know what I mean? There's nothing I can say about this. This is wholesome, I guess. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. It's a bit. What do we think about this? Is this like a sort of like? Oh God, I don't know. What do we think about this, chat? I'm not sure.
Ellie Brown, they both show good acting.
Wait, isn't the main character's name Zoe Hall?
Who?
Yeah. Is that like, I don't know? Is he being used as a political tool? I don't know. I don't know what to make of this.
The young girl, Katie Cooper.
Okay.
I thought you were watching Katie.
Is it cringe? Is this cringe?
You look, no.
Music's a bit cringe.
There are a few movie flaws in the plot, as in reality, the police and SWAT teams will be at the scene within minutes, especially with bombing, shooting in a high school.
So what did you think of the movie's plot?
It's good. It's different, especially now with the terrorism very rare. They have movies about a high school.
I've heard people compare this movie to a female-led Die Hard in high school. Do you think that's a good comparison?
Actually, that's a really good point. Do you really think Lauren Chen would be wheeling out a fucking dad to like review this film if it wasn't distributed by the Daily Wire? Like, I think that's what we're gonna see. Okay, I think that's what we're gonna start to see. Is like I think I said this before on my other stream about how it's like when the Daily Wire came out about this, I covered it and was like, damn, this is kind of weird. And I think we're gonna see like more alternatives to like liberal media start to crop up like this. And the thing is, some of these organisations like the Daily Wire and PragerU and whatever, they've got a fucking shit ton of money sloshing about behind them, right? They got a lot of capital knocking about in those fucking in the old reserves, so they can afford to pull shit like this, right? And the thing is, they can present themselves as an alternative to the media establishment, but functionally, in some ways, they're the same, right? Like, have you seen the production? Like, look at my production values, okay? I literally just record my screen. I'm fucking low tech as fuck. These people have got studios and fucking flashing signs and microphones and computers, staff, all this other shit. Tip-top production. Anyway.
At all.
No, why not?
First of all, Die Hard is a very big budget, a lot of killings, violence, but not in this movie. Relatively much.
Did he actually watch it or not?
Like John Wick, those movies. No, not at all.
Let's see what else. What would you rate the movie on 10?
7.5, definitely. Actually, it's better than a lot of movies I've seen.
Yeah. Okay. So would you recommend this movie?
Definitely, yes. People right now sit at home. It's a good entertainment.
Okay. Good.
That's it. Okay.
So there you have
Okay.
it. Those are our thoughts, and as always, we would love to know what you guys think. Are you looking forward to seeing Run, Hide, Fight? And if you've already seen it, what did you think? Let us know. That's it for now, though. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.
Do you know what's funny, right? Is like, this video is the first one to be released on this channel. And it just so happens to be talking about this film, which is like, you know, pretty fresh in terms of like a conservative media organization, like buying a distribution rights for this film and releasing it in this way. Right? There's something, yeah, there's something going on here, for sure. Interesting. Dad had that same energy they project onto Joe Biden. Oh my god. Hey! What's this?
Born to ship, forced to wipe.
True Satanic Meatball. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. It's very much appreciated. Anything is appreciated. But yeah, I don't know. That was pretty sus. Keep an eye on that, I'd say. I think there's definitely going to be more of a the landscape is shifting. There's going to be more of a move towards this kind of stuff. I think they're trying to create their own cultural stuff. We'll see what happens.